Now the carpet is installed in the car, it's time to refit some seats. The first one I'll start with is the back half of the rear seat and headrests. Let's get at it. Before this video starts, I was going to make a quick note because I know this will come up in the video. That's not the right herringbone material for those seats. Yes, I know. That stuff costs $300 plus a metre. Do you know how much the stuff I use costs? $3 a metre. That's why I use that. That's why that material's going in the car. So now that's out of the way, let's get to the video. Before starting anything, I am just retesting the rear headrests. As originally this bracket here was over here. Now I've gone for the VR style headrests, not the VK, so they have narrower pins, so that has been moved in. I have my spacing right. Have I got it right on the back of the seat? Time will tell. Now I've got the back half of the back seat in the car. Here is where those headrests sit. I have cut out the new slot and put the excess in the old slot. So that is done for both sides. Now from what I think I remember is it hooks over on these, which is that hook there, and the bottom here I think goes over into that. I don't know. Let's find out. Well, you wouldn't read about it. I've been struggling with this, and that parcel shelf is really tripping me up. I think it might have to come out because the pins for the headrests I can't get in. I can get one side in through the speaker hole, but the other two there's no hole, so I can't get them in, and there's just no room for that parcel shelf. It used to fit. I don't know why it doesn't fit now. It's got me stumped, but that's a semi-installed half a back seat. Just wish that parcel shelf would stop giving me issues. Had to get the speakers out because I can't move it with the speakers in, so that was fun. I'll keep fiddling around and hopefully I can sort this out. Again, what should be a 5-10 minute job is turning into hours. Well, folks, I done it. I got the half in the car and it's fully secured in. I did have to take the parcel shelf out. Now, what I believe is the issue is this new carpet on here is too thick. With it wrapped around the front and the back, it's making it way too big to fit in the car, and this edge here is just cramming up against those headrest brackets, and that's why that won't allow the seat to go in properly. So as soon as I took that out, bang, the seat went in. I've just been fighting with the headrest brackets, which are there and over there. Now let me tell you, they're a pain in the bum to get in. It's nice and tightly locked in. Hopefully not to be removed any more times. Now I have to redo the parcel shelf, refit the speakers, and then I can fit the headrests, because if the headrests are in, there ain't no way that's going in. And Zena agrees with me. Just a quick gander from the other side. The fake herringbone seats that I trimmed myself. And this velour here, goodness gracious me, is it soft. It's like touching, well, you don't want to know. Or maybe you do. Anyways, that's about it for me for tonight. And a couple of days, because I've got to go to Sydney for work. So I'll tackle this when I come back. You wouldn't believe it if I told you, but the back seat has to come out again because the parcel shelf will not fit in with the seat in. Parcel shelf has to go in first. So the back seat's got to come out. Now the plan is I'm just going to shave a bit off there, maybe a little bit off the back so it fits when the carpet's wrapped around. Then I'll put it back in, and then I can put the seat top back in for the final time. I'll catch up when I'm up to that stage. I finally got some luck going my way. Parcel shelf's in, back seat is fully in. Now I just need to put the speakers back in. And I've taken a lot off that parcel shelf, probably 25 to 30 mil, just to get that to fit back in, because the carpet on it is so thick. Speakers in, and then I'll get those headrests on finally. Speakers are in. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason, I've been hanging out to get these headrests in. So that's what I'm gonna do, put the headrests in. I hope they go in, because I did not think I'd have this much dramas. It's in, but that one bit me. It pinched me finger between the bracket and the poley thing. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? I guess the seat base is next. Wonder what issues that's going to throw up. Hopefully nothing. I've just pulled the seat base out of the house, and unfortunately it's had a lot of stuff sitting on it for over the years, and it's just left some creases in the foam. Hopefully they will start to work their way out. If not, you know, it is what it is. So now it's time to get that back in there and see how good it looks. That wasn't too bad. Would you look at that though? How freaking good. I've even managed to get the seat belts to face the right way. I've even got the patterns lining up pretty good. They're a little out, but what can you do? And even the middle seat armrest works as well. Very, very happy with that. That looks great. Just need to get the doors on now to protect it all. but that will be a different video. Next up will be center console. See if I can get that fitted. And then for the front seats. The front seats, I reckon, will need spacers on, I think it's the inner rails, just to get them level. But we'll work that out when I get them in and line them up. But how good? How good? New day, something else to get put in. Here we have the high-rise center console that will attempt to try and fit in the car. Now this has been sitting in the house for probably the last 5 to 6 years and has deteriorated a little bit. But I'll get it in the car and see if I can repair it while it's in the car. Got a crack there. We'll see what happens with that. That wasn't too difficult to get on. Probably the hardest thing was getting the handbrake into the handbrake boot. Shifter into, neutral drive, just to go on nicely. Now I'm going to rearrange that wiring to where it needs to be. Then I can put the window switches back in and the top cover for the shifter. And then of course it needs to be screwed down, so that will happen in all due time. Well, I have the front pocket loosely in. I need to find a way to secure that because that's just flopping around. But I do have the shifter part on, and surprise, surprise, all the shifting points meet up with the respected PRND 321. Have a look at this. Here is the shifter. Here's the shifter. We're in park, reverse, neutral, drive, 3, 2, and 1. That's pretty darn good, if you ask me. I'm very happy with that. Yes, this is an aftermarket piece. I don't remember where I got it from. I think it's someone like Stick This or something like that. I can't remember. It's been a long time I've had that. So all the shifting points meet with the respected markers, so that is good. But what I have left to tidy up is I need to put the check engine light somewhere. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that yet. This is our OBD2 slot, and then I've got the BCM. I want to try and tuck that at least up under here. I'm kind of thinking maybe the check engine in here, and don't worry about the matches. I was just tidying up some wiring and doing some heat shrink. It was easy to just put a match in there other than a blowtorch or anything like that. So that's what that's for. The power economy switch, I'm thinking maybe in here as well. Now previously, before I started working on this car, there was a graphic equalizer in here. I'm not going to put that back in. So what the plan I'm thinking is maybe the check engine light in there, although power economy is probably not going to be a good spot for that either. Or maybe this is an idea, just thinking. I'm not running power mirrors. How about I rig it for the old power mirror switch? We can turn that into a power economy switch. How does that sound? I'll suss out to see if that's possible, and I'll let you know. But coming together nicely. On that power mirror switch, it seems that it's grown legs and walked away. That will have to wait until it shows up. I do really need to clean up in here. It is a bloody mess, so maybe I'll find it then. I wonder what happened to it. I remember I knew where it was when I was doing the mirrors, but since then, as I said, it's grown legs and walked away. But it can't have gotten too far. I'll find it and I'll suss out whether that's a doable option. Just come out for a few minutes to do some work in the car because it is absolutely pelting down out there. And that being the case, I'm not bringing the seats out in that weather. They'll get saturated and ruined. So what I've done is put my kick panels in. Pretty good match to the carpet, isn't it? It's a bit lumpy down the bottom, so I'll fix that up. And then I've got the driver's side in as well. Lovely. Looking lovely. And still have not found that power mirror switch. There you have it. One of the front seats is in. Fully bolted down. Slides on the tracks and all. I even sat in it and it's quite comfy. And I'll tell you what, sitting in that spot there, looking over the bonnet, out through the window over the bonnet and seeing that hood scoop, oh man, that looks good. Yes, VR seats bolted in. They will bolt in, but other than the seat rail modification, you do have to do another little modification, and I'll explain that on the next seat. When I put the driver's seat in, I'll explain, because they don't quite sit right. They'll bolt in, but they don't look right, so you just got to make a fine-tuning adjustment. So that's what I've done on this one. I'll get the next seat and show you how it's done. Now, what I've done here is I put one bolt in just to check that I'm all good. Now, I did mention that you get that slight lean and you need to space one bracket up. So what I'm going to do is now unbolt that one bolt that I've got sitting in, flip the seat up the other way and show you where I put the spacer. If you come to the front of the car, if you look through the window, the seat is sitting level. Whereas if you don't space it, the passenger and the drivers, they seem to lean to the right. So just to level them up, put a spacer in between the bracket and this, you chuck a spacer in there just to level things up, so you don't feel like you're sliding out of the car when you're sitting in it. Now I'm going to flip it over and show you my spacers. So here I have the base of the seat, and it seems to be, if you're looking towards the front of the car, the right-hand rail. So it's a right-hand rail on the passenger seat. There's also the right-hand rail on the driver's seat. So what I've done is taken this rail off, and then I've spaced this rail off this part here with a 20mm spacer. So you can see I've got a spacer there and one in there. Now, luckily for me, I was able to get that from work and work something out from that. So that has spaced that rail up so that the seat will sit flat in the car. Because it's quite a noticeable angle that the seats will sit on, so you will get them in without that spacer, but it just looks like the car's going around a corner really quickly and you're just gonna all slide out the driver's side of the car. I do recommend, if you're doing VR seats in a VK, to space that out. And just to recap, I did do a video, will these fit, years ago. I can't remember exactly what it is, but the VRVS seat rails, you need to swap, I think it's the inner to outer. So you run 2 outer rails on the seat and then it'll bolt in. Now I'm going to flip it back over and bolt it in the car. Another day of rain, but the driver's seat is in, fully bolted down, and seating position is lovely. Happy days. So that's all the seats in. All I have to do now is put the floor mats in, and that'll be a wrap for this video. Bada boom, bada bing. Floor mats in. I'm going to call that done. This looks freaking awesome. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Seats installed, console in, kick panels in, everything bolted in, and as it should be. Now, when I first started the build on this car, the first thing I did was the interior, which was the seats and the door trims. So it's such a relief after 6-ish years to actually get them back in the car and see what they look like in there. Now, when I started, it was very green. Now it's very blue. There's a lot of blue in there, but I like it. I like it a lot. Now, on that power mirror switch, I still haven't been able to find it. It'll be in here somewhere. I'll just wait for that to show its head. You know, when I'm not looking for it, it'll show up, and then I'll get to trying to see if I can fit that in the, you know, the power economy switch into that. At the moment, I've just got it tucked up under the console, so it's not looking messy and a bit tidy. So I'm going to have to start thinking about working on these doors so I can get them on to protect this lovely fresh new interior. So I'll have to cover it up with, you know, drop sheets, garbage bags or whatever while I'm working on those so we don't get dust everywhere. I hope you all can see now all the hard work is starting to pay off for me, and this car is really starting to come together and look really nice. So please continue to watch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.